Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the invitation to come here this morning and talk about this issue. As already said, I represent an organization called Reimagine Europa, and we are an incubator for new political ideas. And the point is that we want to look at those issues where we need creative and very much new thinking about how to tackle these at a European level. And one of the two priorities that we have chosen for this next couple of years is democracy in a digital society. Because we think that this is one of those areas that if we don't deal with them, everything else will fall around that. The starting point our thinking here is that, of course, power is played out in the media. This is well known, you can see it's documented across history, across cultures. And as we've moved from a space of mass communication to mass self-communication, the details around that has changed. Digital technologies have radically changed the way that we can communicate with each other, so both interpersonal communication as well as mediated communication, that are now somehow fused together. This is creating a lot of challenges, and I think especially the beginning of this breakfast we saw all the positive things that the internet and that the social media promised to the public. And these opportunities are still there, and it provides a way for people to engage differently and to have power and to be able to enter into debates in a very different way. At the same time, these past 2-3 years have brought out these discussions about the potential manipulation of social media. We were part of writing up the state-of-the-art in research on how information and disinformation spreads online, commissioned by the European Commission earlier this year. And what one of our researchers, Professor Widegren, says is, of course, that today you're using military strategies when it comes to communication on civilian populations. And I think that that is really the challenge what we have, which this is not about good or bad. This is about we have a great technology and we haven't really figured out how to deal with it in a way that you can kind of take away the negative sides. So what we're seeing and how we are formulating this a little bit is that today, if you think of the media ecosystem, we can think of it out as a river. Things go in and they flow out and things go around. Today, the river is very polluted. We're letting everyone put in whatever they want, whether it is nuclear waste, whether it is throwing in fridges, letting out your... you can run a very clear analogy to what general industry was doing before the ecology movement came out and started regulating what people were allowed to put into the media system. So what we're seeing now is a highly toxic, highly dangerous space, and we wouldn't let our children swim around in a highly toxic river, yet we are letting them drink the water of this very untransparent river freely. And I think that that is the point. How do we start setting up those systems to avoid to pollute the water? How do we make the river transparent and safe again? And this is the challenge that we have before us. It's not about stopping the river. It's not about trying to change where the river is going. It's just about how do you make sure that the river is safe and transparent again. And this is a big challenge. There is no solution. If there was the solution, I think with all the effort that has been launched into this by the Commission and the European Parliament, with the high-level group on disinformation, with GDPR, which is an excellent start, because we have now tools to start putting this into place. But we need to work together, and I think that that's the key thing. This is a challenge for everyone, whether you're a media actor from the traditional or the social media, whether you're industry, whether you're working in finance, healthcare, whether you're a civil society organization. We're all in this together. And the point is, how can we join forces to come up with creative and new ways of how to deal with this, how to take the amazing opportunities of social media and take away the negative side. So at Reimagine Europa, we're launching, actually in January, we're having the kickoff event on democracy in a digital society. This is led by Manuel Castells, who, as you might recall, wrote back in the 90s the trilogy on the network society. So he wrote the book on communication power, and is very active in seeing how this media environment has influenced now, for instance, the rise of social movements, and what can be done in order to find a better way in which empower citizens without endangering them, without allowing bots and AI to manipulate us. And I'm really looking forward to the debate. I'm very happy to respond to any questions you might have afterwards. And I'm also looking forward to the next speaker, who will maybe give more information precisely about this, the way that you can manipulate the current media ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.